Well, hello friends. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my April dessert of the month video recipe. This is going to be for Easter. Tomorrow is Easter. And I'm going to be doing this Blueberry Imperial Dessert. This is from my Betty Crocker cookbook. This was my mother's. And the way they do these recipes is very interesting. It kind of directs you to different recipes. So we're going to start off with making a graham cracker crust. And that is on page 341. It says to you to do an 8-inch crust. But I don't have a square pan this size, so I'm going to do it in my pie pan, and this is a 9-inch pie dish, so I'm going to do the 9-inch crust, which is right here. So I'm going to do the 9-inch crust. I've got my graham crackers. I need to crunch them up. It says 18 crackers makes 1.5 cups. 3 tablespoons of sugar and 1/3 cup of butter. You mix it all together. I don't think I need to save any of it for topping. Press remaining mixture firmly and evenly against the bottom and sides of the pan. Bake for 10 minutes in a 350-degree oven. And then fill with the chiffon or a cream type filling, which we will be doing a cream filling. So let me go ahead and get this pie crust in the oven, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now, the one thing I'm going to do differently for this is that it gives instructions to make your own, like homemade blueberry filling. But instead of that, I'm just going to use canned. Save a little bit of time. So I'm going to make the graham cracker crust, and then I need to make the filling for a vanilla cream pie. But we'll get to that after we make the crust. All right, I baked this at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. While this is cooling, I'm going to put together the vanilla cream pie filling for the 9-inch pie. So this has to be cooked on top of the stove. In this saucepan, I have 2/3 of a cup of sugar, and to that I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Half a teaspoon of salt. Whisk that together. Add 3 cups of milk. This is almond milk. And I'm doing this a little different than the instructions say. I'm going to go ahead and add egg yolks to this while it's cold and then bring it up to temperature rather than tempering the eggs. I make other puddings this way and it just works out so much better because you don't have to worry about curdling the eggs because they come up to temperature gradually with the rest of the ingredients. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil and boil it until it is thick and bubbly, like pudding consistency. And then I'm going to take it off the heat, add a tablespoon of my dairy-free butter and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. The recipe says 1.5 teaspoons, but I'm just going to use 2 teaspoons. I'm going to pour this into this crust. Perfect amount. And I'll let it cool on the counter for a little while, and then I'll put some plastic wrap on it and cool it, finish cooling it in the refrigerator. And then we will add the pie filling. All right, I'll bring you back when this is ready to finish with the pie filling. All right, it has been several hours. This has been in the refrigerator. It's nice and solid. So now I'm going to top it with this pie filling. Now this would be really yummy in like blueberry season when you have a bunch of blueberries that you don't know what to do with. You could make some of this blueberry, whatever is this, Imperial Dessert, I think it's called, and make the pie filling yourself from scratch. But I didn't have any blueberries, and blueberries this time of year, fresh ones, are pretty expensive and not the best because they're not in season. And it's just easier to use a can of pie filling. All right, that's it. It's perfect. I am going to wrap it back up. I'm going to put some toothpicks in it to keep the plastic wrap from sticking to the blueberries. And then tomorrow, after we eat our Easter dinner, I will cut this and we will give it a try. This Blueberry Imperial Dessert was absolutely delicious. It was very refreshing and light. After a big meal like ham and potatoes, you want something kind of light, and especially since my birthday was just a couple of days prior to that and we had cake and everything still left over from my birthday, it was just really nice to have a nice refreshing dessert. Now, I did originally try to cut this into a pie shape because it was in a pie pan, but the pudding is just a little too
loose for that. So it's more of a scoopable type dessert. If you wanted to make it more of a pie, I would suggest increasing the amount of cornstarch. That would make a thicker custard. But it was delicious. The pudding to me, it tasted like homemade ice cream. If you've ever had homemade ice cream, that's what it tasted like to me. The crust was nice and crisp. It wasn't soggy. And of course, the blueberry pie filling was delicious. Who can go wrong with blueberry pie filling? And here's a picture of my dad. I went and visited him. He did not come over to our house for dinner this year. It's just getting harder for him to get around and get out. So I went and visited him. He had a nice Easter as well. And these are my nephew's puppies that are on his lap. My nephew is living with him to help take care of him. So my dad's got these 2 fur babies now, and my dad absolutely loves dogs. So it's just perfect. All right, friends, I hope you guys had a wonderful Easter. I hope you give this recipe a try. It was absolutely delicious, and I will be making it again. It was easy and refreshing, like I said. Very, very good. All right, friends, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we will talk to you all later. Bye-bye, friends.